This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, and I am Nixalina. Hi, welcome back. Happy Monday evening. And you are tuning in tonight for part 2 of 10 warning signs he is controlling and possessive. If you haven't already listened to part 1, please do go back, revise. You can even re-listen if you want, refresh your memory before we delve into the final 5 points. And it just gets worse and worse, people. I wish I could end this episode on anything other than a low, but it's going to be a fucking low, okay? So strap yourself in, motherfuckers. Let's go. Point 6, constant criticism and gaslighting. So now the relationship takes a major turn as it heads down the controlling guy's path and into full toxicity. You feel you cannot do anything right. You are criticized. Anything you do around the house, like work, in your spare time, everything becomes something like as a problem to nitpick at you at or say, that's wrong, you've done that wrong, you've done that wrong. And the worst part is you do feel like it's all your fault. Much like the narcissist, he will gaslight you. If there's any moment where he lets his mask slip and he says and shows stuff where you're like, that's not okay. And if you try and pick it up and have a discussion, he'll tell you that what you heard or saw wasn't actually the reality. And then you end up believing every negative situation and row is your fault. And you need to try harder, do better, say less, be calmer. Don't pick up on his bad behaviors. Basically, you put up and you shut up, and then you'll be happy with him. You do as you're told, you fall in line, and you'll be rewarded with his love, affection, and presence. But if you don't, if you do things the way he doesn't like, if you try and call out any of his bad behaviors, you are going to be punished and gaslit. It is fucking disgusting that men will do this to their woman. And I abhor any bloke that purposely, knowingly manipulates and twists reality and claims things weren't said and done when they were factually said and done to try and exert his control over someone else. If you're like that, dude, you're a piece of shit. Point 7. This is even fucking worse. He belittles you and he attacks your physical appearance. So comments will start coming in where he's starting to put you down in terms of how you look, your body, your dress sense. Suddenly things he was so enamored and adored you for at the beginning, he now seemingly hates them. And you haven't changed. You're exactly the same. But maybe now you're too skinny, doesn't like it. You lost too much weight, don't like it. Maybe you're too fat and he pinches your stomach because you put a bit of weight on. Was you pregnant and you got post-pregnancy weight? He'll pinch that as well, just to let you know he can see your belly as you're sitting down. Is your face aging? If it's not, is he telling you it's aging? Is he poking your body? Is he pointing out spots on your body? Is he telling you your outfit is horrible? Maybe he might even pick out parts about your intimate areas or tell you don't have good hygiene. It sounds fucked up listing all of this out, but it happens. It's all designed to attack your self-esteem and make you feel like you don't deserve better than them. I've had some really fucking horrible comments across my dating history. Just men being arseholes about how I look, having previously said I'm their dream girl. I'm their dream girl. My face is perfection. Even my features on my face is perfection. God's given them their perfect partner. And when months later, oh, you look old now. Your face is sagging. This is happening. Oh, your vagina's peculiar. Oh, your vagina looks like a hippo. Oh, you have spots here. You have this here. Like, I could go on. And if I've been a victim of this, trust me, anyone could be. It happens. Just know in your heart of heart that they're doing this on purpose. These aren't throwaway comments. They're comments designed to hurt you. He knows what he's doing. You do not go from being his perfect dream girl, stunning, beautiful, that to this person that suddenly he can't even seem to physically like anymore. It doesn't work that way. Also, here's a little reflection for you. If you were this ugly, or you don't dress well, or you've changed, why is he so afraid all the time that you're going to cheat on him? Why is he so afraid that men are going to try it on with you every time you step out the front door? Those two don't match up, do they? So what's the reality? The reality is you are still that beautiful, glowing, gorgeous woman he met. And he is doing this on purpose. It is designed to bring you down, to knock your self-confidence, to attack your self-esteem and make you feel like you will never do better than him. Point 8. He purposely rebels and puts your nervous system on edge. What I mean by this is he'll start to see what triggers you, what things make you jump, or what things set off your sadness or your misery, and he'll do it on purpose. So say he likes to, I don't know, scare you around the house, right? But you've asked him not to. You're like, that puts me on edge. My nervous system can't deal with that. I need calm, I need peace. What does he do? He ramps it up, does it even more. Or he mentions an old friend or an ex and perhaps a new co-worker, and you don't like it because it all gets a bit too familiar, and you start picking up on it and you're like, it bothers me. Like, can you not? What does he do? He mentions it more and more and more. Perhaps you voiced concerns over him suddenly going out double the amount he used to, coming home at 1 a.m, giving no fucks about you in bed, and you voice that it's not really like what you wanted. He'll do it double more again. Everything is designed to push you further into a downward spiral. So you are living in angst, fear, misery, unless you are with him. You are not arguing, you're not picking up on any of his toxic shit, and you're being the woman he wants. And then he's nice to you, and the relationship is fucking amazing. Everything is designed to ensure it all goes his way. And chances are, if he is like this kind of guy that I'm describing, he will want his woman at home, domesticated, doting on him, but she can't question where he goes. He wants to go out to whorehouses, but he won't be doing anything. But you should trust me, and I should be able to go to whorehouses, and that's fine. But if you dare step foot out that door, you go to a club, and a man is anywhere near you, that's fucked up, don't you? Like, how dare you disrespect me like that? Do you see how ridiculously polar that is as an existence? He can do what the fuck he wants. He can use social media to stalk other women if he wants. But fuck me, if he found any guys' profiles on your Instagram that you seemingly were looking at, you're going to get it. You are living in a dual reality where everything is designed to serve him. Point 9. He dismantles your support network. Maybe he disguises this as a need for privacy. I'm a private man. I like privacy. Maybe he tells you there's a certain girlfriend of yours that you need to keep at arm's length. He's such a good judge of character, and he can tell, that one you should keep at arm's length. And he's met her twice, like, briefly. Or maybe you have a male friend who's been in your life for years, and he claims, oh, that guy clearly wants to sleep with you. Clearly. Oh, have you fucked him? Have you fucked him? You must have fucked him. You're like, no, we are purely, we're like business partners even. We're just platonic, but he won't hear anything of it. He's basically trying to isolate you from your friends, maybe your colleagues, and then this usually extends to your family too. The controlling guy knows if he takes out your pillars of support, then he becomes your only pillar of support. And in doing so, he becomes not only like that one person you go to, but his bad behavior is never voiced to others because he's managed to remove you and isolate you from your original support network. So he can now continue to abuse you behind closed doors and still present the perfect facade in public. Point 10. Hobbies and interests disappear. You have now lost all confidence in yourself, and you justify it because when you're with him and times are good, it's amazing. And now here you are, finally losing the second pillar, which is your interests beyond the relationship, things that gave you confidence, albeit a class you take or exercise or sport you did. And you slowly realize you're not doing it as much, or you stop doing it at all because you are at home with him, or you're doing all the things he wants to do, because that's suddenly become the dominant preference of your relationship. And he's happier when you're doing what he wants you to do. So you choose that because you can't bear the arguments. He's worn you down. And so for the happy, quiet life where he's nice to you, you end up just falling in line. And suddenly, you're not the person you recognized. And this doesn't take long, girls. This isn't like it takes 3 or 4 years to get here. Sometimes it can. But sometimes it can be like, 3 to 6 months and it's already happening. It's fucking scary. It's quick, swift, so insidious. And you wake up one day and you're like, how the fuck did I get here? Here's my bonus point for you. Sex becomes a tool to punish you. So physical intimacy is a big part of any relationship, as we all know. And what controlling men will do is they'll withdraw the physical sexual intimacy on purpose. So you only get that cuddly, affectionate, kisses, sex type of man if you behave the way he wanted. If you've not fought back on his bad behaviour, or you've basically just stopped trying to establish your own boundaries for what you need in a relationship. So he's using sex as a weapon. So you end up also begging for it or being like, where has this gone? Why don't you want to say something? That also adds more insecurity because then you think, why doesn't he want me anymore? Is there someone else? What have I done wrong? Am I unattractive? On top of all of the comments made, imagine how negative that will affect your mental space. And he's doing it on fucking purpose. You will be able to see as well, if there's a moment where you just go, fuck this, right? No, this is what's going to happen. And you seemingly done. And he immediately gets a hard on and is all over you and gives you the physical affection. That's when you know he's doing it on fucking purpose. It's a control tactic. And it's fucked up. And so here's the real kicker, ladies and gentlemen. Once you live all of the above, part 1 and part 2, everything I've listed, you live it every day, you do then become insecure. You become anxious. You become the crying wreck where he says all you do is cry all the time. Yeah, you are. You become a shadow version of yourself. You do then start to worry that they're cheating and looking elsewhere because they seemingly have no interest in you. You're begging for bare basics of respect. You're always trying to get back that initial high at the beginning to no avail. You worry that they don't love you anymore. So then you might start looking at their phone. You might start questioning their behaviour. You might start worrying where they are because now their behaviour is different. They've gone from adoring you and doting on you to as if they hate you. And so when they are out to all hours, you're kicking in, where have you been? Who have you been with? And they're like, look how insecure you are. Look how controlling you are. And then they use all of this to blame you for the demise of the relationship. Next level fucked up man. Dear God, get out of this relationship. This toxic pattern of controlling and possessive men is one of the worst male dating personalities we can find, along with, the cluster B types, which I spoke about in previous episodes, in previous seasons. But basically, this can lead down the path of continued emotional and mental abuse, because it is mental and emotional abuse, and it's done on purpose, and it's designed to manipulate you. But it can also lead to physical abuse. If they have any tiny moments where they do showcase, they could be handsy with you, perhaps they vocalize some sort of do you want to slap? Listen, you stupid bitch. Stuff like that, but they haven't quite touched you. Run. Or maybe they did touch you once, but you enraged them. It was your fault. You deserved it. You triggered them. You caused the row. You made them violent. Run. This relationship only ends in misery, with the complete loss of your self-identity, self-worth, and any personal happiness. This is not love, but they will frame all of it as if it's love. They'll love you more than anyone ever has, or so they say. You're a team. It's you two against the world. This is what true love feels like. But only if you were better, you were calmer, you were less insecure, you were less jealous, you gave them more freedom. You stopped looking at their phone and wanting answers for all their shitty behaviour online. Then your relationship would be as perfect as it was in the beginning. I am so fucking sorry to every girl and guy who's tuned in and resonated with all of this. It's horrendous. But I've detailed it so that we can, now moving forwards, catch the warning signs before we get too deep. We can reflect and step back. And we can have the strength at any point to say, this ain't for me. Even if you just stand up for yourself to the point where they feel they have no control over you and they leave you, good. If you were too strong to be broken, if you fought back, if you picked up on every fucking personality issue they have, if you saw through the manipulation, if you argued the toss and every time they disrespected you, every time it sounded or looked like they were somewhere where they'll be happily cheating on you, if you clocked it and you pulled them up for it and they go, fuck this, I can't control this woman, and they leave, good, you won. You fucking won, girlfriend. And cheers to you. And that is the end of this episode. Thank you all for tuning in. If you need to talk to me about any of these issues, because it's very serious, please do slide into my DMs. I'm always open and here for you at Nixalina, Nixalina. Thanks for listening to the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast. Produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded in the Splice Cast Studios in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more content and features to read, you can check out my website, Nixalina.com. That's Nixalina.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.